take an in-depth look at the PP2000. Secondary weapons are often overlooked, but the PP2000 is actually pretty good. It rivals some of the SMGs for effectiveness. You'll find the PP2000 in the machine pistols category. It is a fully automatic weapon. It is Russian designed, presumably by its designation, designed in the year 2000. It was patented in 2001 and introduced into service in 2003. It was designed as a modern personal defense weapon and uses a special cartridge to defeat body armor. The so-called 7N31 cartridge is based on the conventional 9x19mm parabellum pistol round. It uses a more powerful charge and a steel core to ensure reliable armor penetration. The iron sights are an open type, with a front post and rear notch. They are more than adequate for use in-game within the effective range. With the machine pistols in Modern Warfare 2, you have the option of adding either the red dot or holographic sight to the weapon. The red dot sight is unlocked first at just 10 kills. The enhanced precision gained with the red dot means you can be effective at a longer range, although the damage drop-off over such distances are quite severe. Still, the lack of recoil and ability to put multiple shots in the same spot means you can quite often kill a target at range if you see them first. The holographic sights are very similar to the red dot. The only real difference is the appearance of the reticle. The choice comes down to your own personal preference. In the case of the PP2000, I did slightly prefer the holographic sight. I find the larger reticule is better for closer ranged engagements. The PP2000 is particularly deadly at close range. It has a good rate of fire with high damage. It's also quite accurate, particularly when coupled with a red dot or holographic sight. You can pull off the occasional long shot with it. However, outside close range engagements the PP2000 is weak, so you will need to hit your target multiple times to score a kill. In a straight firefight against an assault rifle, you will almost always lose at range. Much like the Scorpion from COD 4, the PP2000 has practically no recoil, so you can fire fully auto without missing your target. One major disadvantage is the small magazine size. You get a mere 20 rounds. You will need to reload after every engagement, and if you run into a large number of enemies at once, you will probably find that you'll run out of bullets sometime during the third kill. The extended magazine attachment does help. It gives you 30 rounds. Although given free choice of a single attachment, I would probably recommend the red dot or holographic sight, as they help most at aiming quickly at range. The iron sights are good enough for most encounters, however, so if you're trying to stay stealthy and off the minimap, a silencer may be a better choice. In free-for-all, the silencer is less useful, as your opponents are more likely to be spread out across the entire map. So engagements occur more frequently, but usually only involve one other person at a time. Stay mobile, and using an unsilenced weapon can work to your advantage, drawing players to your position, keeping you in the fight instead of searching the map for opponents. FMJ is also available as an attachment, but I found it to be less useful than it is on the assault rifles or LMGs, so I'd probably recommend you give it a miss. I would use the holographic sight for most situations. With the Bling Pro perk, I would add in the extended magazines as well. As far as perk choice is concerned, I was using Scavenger Pro for perk 1, as otherwise the ammunition count is a little low. But if you have a primary weapon as well, you could choose something else in its place. Sleight of hand would be a good one to have. In my second perk slot, I was using Stopping Power, just to give me the edge in terms of kill speed. Finally, I used Ninja Pro in the third slot for the ability to stay silent while moving. If you're using a Kimbo PP2000, you'll probably want to use Steady Aim instead. I wouldn't recommend using the PP2000 as your main weapon outside of free-for-all, as the limited range and ammunition will leave you at a disadvantage. Regardless of what attachment you choose, the PP2000 is a lethal weapon up close, and it's the perfect sidearm for a sniper class, and will outperform assault rifles and even SMGs in a close-range firefight. More importantly, it's an easy weapon to use, the iron sights are good and the recoil minimal. That concludes the guide to the PP2000 in multiplayer. I hope this video has been of some use, and that you join me for the next instalment of my weapon guide shortly. Goodbye for now.